Shots to the head, shots to the head, nigga, you dead.
Real quick before the video starts, I would like to say that a portion of me editing this was streamed on Twitch, so if you would like to see me edit live, you can check me out at twitch.tv/harpoonwithaz. I'll leave a link in the description and you can check me out and see if I'm live. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm going to be masking out the subject, which is going to be Uzi and the girl on top. I'm going to be making a pretty precise mask, so it's going to be really nice. I'm going to edit it later so it's even more precise, and I will add feather so it looks really nice and clean. To edit this, I will be using Adobe After Effects 2020, and to mask out right now, I am using the pen tool. Right now, I'm going over the mask and making minor adjustments so it looks really good. Once I have masked out the subjects, I am pre-composing them together. Here, I duplicate the layer and I invert the mask on the background so it's just the background without the subject. And I'm going to paint over it with a black paintbrush and get rid of the edges. Now I'm gonna start masking the girl on top individually with the pen tool. I am using the hand tool to zoom in and out and move around my window to get a more precise mask. I now have the layers separated, so I duplicate them and I paint over the bottom one with a yellow paintbrush, and you'll see why later. I am now making small adjustments to the masks and adding feather. I am now going to mask one individual hair piece and animate it using the puppet pin tool. I now create 5 different points of movement with keyframes and I'm going to animate it more precisely. I am making minor adjustments along the way to make the movement look more natural. I add in an easy ease curve to make the movements look very natural and flowy. now start masking another hair, and I'm going to do the same process. I put keyframes for the hair movement in the same spot as I did for the other hair. I now move on to the next hair. I repeat the same process for the final hair. Since I duplicated the layers before, I am now erasing the hairs from the bottom layer so they don't show up. On the bottom layer, I am now painting over where I will be masking so there will be no black spots when I animate it. I am now going to mask out the girl's arm. I use the same technique with the puppet pin to animate the arm movement. I add graphs to ease the arm movement so it looks natural. I erase the extra arm on the bottom layer so it doesn't show up when there's arm movement. Unfortunately, I did not record this next part, but I masked out the eye and made it blinking and moved the eye to a different position. I made the blink animation by masking out the eye, putting the fill effect, and changing the color to the same brown as the skin color. I made a mask and then I animated the mask so it looks like it was blinking. I then duplicated the blinking animation and added it to the end and the beginning so it looks perfectly looped. I also added some film grain to the blinking animation so it looks natural and blends in with the original image. I am now masking out the neck. I duplicate the layer and invert the mask on the second layer to have the head and the neck on two separate layers. I tried to use the puppet pin for the head animation, but it seemed to be glitching, so instead I pre-composed the clip, added the transform effect, I moved the anchor point to around neck level, and I keyframed the rotation. I put the keyframes in the same spot as my hair movement so it all works together. Nothing is really happening here, but I paint over the spots that are interfering with the neck. I now start working on the background. First, I duplicate the layer and mask out the stars and move it to the black spots so it looks like nothing was there. I pre-composed the neck and head together and animated it all together. I now start off by masking all the other parts in the image. To mask it, I duplicate the layer and then I put it on a separate layer, and then I mask out the stars and move it to where the other object was. I repeat the same process for all 5 objects in the image. I paint out the spots on the background where I didn't mask. Now each object is on their own layer. Now I am going to start making the camera movement. I could have used 3D layers and a 3D camera for this part, but the 3D layers were not working with the masked parts. So instead, I animated the camera movement with transform effect. On each layer, I use different values so it looks more natural and it actually looks like a camera is zooming out. I use an ease curve to ease the movement so it looks nice and natural. I now open the pre-composition of the UFO and I'm going to animate it flying. For this effect, I use the transform effect and I keyframe the position. I'm now going to animate the camera zooming into the girl on top. I'm making small adjustments to the movement to make it look as natural and smooth as possible. I now try and add a zoom in animation at the end, but it doesn't really work out, so I delete it later. I now go into the head composition and I'm going to add my watermark spinning around the subject's neck. I use an effect called CC Reptile to duplicate the text, and I use an effect called CC Cylinder to make it spin like a cylinder. I'm now going to finish off the animation by adding some camera lens blurs and some motion blurs to make it look like a camera is actually zooming in and out. I mainly add blurs to the background and the background objects to make it look like they're further away when I zoom in. And I keyframe the blur intensity so it doesn't look like it's always blurred. I finished off the animation by adding some sharpening, and I added some color correction in the end.